Welcome back. So I want to talk a little bit about the PSED results as we're talking about problems with measurements, in particular measurements with success. So I talked a little bit about we don't really know what success is in a business, right? Is it about making a lot of money? Is it about being able to stay at home and enjoy your children more? Is it about having a certain quality of life? We don't know what success is there, so therefore we don't even know what we're actually measuring when we say, does a business plan have any sort of relationship to success? But more importantly, we don't even have some sort of a uniform definition of success when it comes to writing a business plan. Now I just want you to pick apart. They got these PSED questions on pages 2 or 3 of the article. If you're wondering what PSED is, PSED, that's the panel study of entrepreneurial dynamics. Okay? And let's just look through this. It says, one of the PSED questions on writing a business plan, so they look like this, question 111. And I just want to point out, there's 111 questions on this survey. How many entrepreneurs do you know that are going to sit there and do a 111 question survey? Most people, entrepreneurs included, have the attention span of a flea. You might get them for 10 questions, you're probably not going to get them for 111. So I'm already questioning this a little bit, but we're going to talk about that later in our discussion of ethnography. But listen to this, question 111. A business plan usually outlines the markets to be served, the products or services to be provided, the resources required, including money, and the expected growth and profit for the new business. Okay? Now already they've implied that there's certain components that have to go into a business plan. But as I talk about all the time on my channel, there isn't even a uniform series of things that go in a business plan. I mean, a business model canvas, for example, is a kind of a business plan. A lean canvas is a kind of a business plan, and they look very, very different. But they've decided, they come up with that base assumption. And so they ask this. They say, has a business plan, based on the stuff we told you, has a business plan been prepared for this startup? The answer yes was applicable for 504 people. The answer no was the response for 323 people. Don't know, people wrote 2. 2 of them said they don't know, and not applicable wrote 1. So if they did those things, then we can say that they wrote some sort of a business plan. That's pretty straightforward. Now, we don't really know what kind of resource analogy or resource analysis they did, including financial. Maybe they had like really detailed pro forma, an assumption sheet, or maybe they just said, I need $50 to get started. We don't really know the quality of what they put into the business plan. We're going to talk about that more in a second. Now, if they said no, they didn't do it. We know they didn't do it. They did not do a business plan according to that definition. But the people that said I don't know, and the one that said not applicable, I really want to know, like, why didn't they know? How could you not know whether you did these things or not? That's worth an interview and a little bit more observation. That's where we're going to tie into ethnography coming up. And the one that said not applicable, to me, did you write a business plan or not? It's a yes or no question. How is it not applicable? It's not applicable to my business. Is it not applicable because I'm not an entrepreneur? Who knows? That is worth extra studying. That's worth opening what we call the black box. That's your outline, your data set, and I want to just start peeling the onion away and figuring out what that is. Now let's look at question 112. Has it, preparing a business plan, not yet been done or is not relevant to this business? So some people say it's not been done. Okay, that's pretty obvious. They haven't done it. That was 191 people that gave that answer. 123 people said it's not relevant. Again, that's interesting to me. Why did you think that not writing a business plan was relevant to your business? That's worth interviews, observation, a lot more explanation. Because those people may be onto something. They thought it wasn't relevant. Of course, it can also be you ask somebody from the post office who has nothing to do with entrepreneurship, and yeah, in that case, I guess that's the person who said, I don't know and not relevant. But again, you got 2 for don't know in question 111, and 123 and not relevant. I'd also like to point out in this article, the responses don't all add up. It's like people kind of drop off in the survey. The numbers don't all add up the same. 504 plus 323 plus 2 plus 1 is not the same as 191 plus 123, and then the 9 don't know and not applicable. So again, 9 people said don't know and not applicable. I want to really find out what's going on there. But again, it's a survey. It's not a perfect measurement. Question 113. Is the business plan in process or completed? Now the ones that say it's completed, 134, okay, they've done the things as we described, great. But then there's some people that say they're in the process of it. 370 said that. What does it even mean you're in the process of it? Like you're thinking about it, you went to the SBDC and had them write one, but you're rewriting it. All you got to do is a little bit of financial analysis and you're good to go. Who knows, right? Looking at question 114, what is the current form of your business plan? Unwritten or in your head, informally written, formally prepared, or something else? 84 said it's been written in their head, or so in their head, 84. So they've written it all down, but it's in their head, so they can't really share it with anybody, I guess. Some say informally written, so 84 in the head, informally written, 221. So informally written could be like written on a cocktail napkin, I guess. What does that even mean? I don't know. Formally prepared, again, what does that mean? That you paid a consultant like Dr. D University, yes, I do this, writing your business plan for you, going to the SBDC to write, or paying some other consultant to do it, or you just doing it yourself because you watched my amazing business plans playlist and you know everything. Formally prepared, 165. Both in your head and informally written. So it's in your head and you also wrote down. Okay, that makes sense. 20. Something else, 13. Again, I really want to know all about the something else. And don't know, 1. Again, I'm fascinated by that person. I don't know whether I wrote a business plan in my head or not. Why not? I want to know. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So that goes into, as we start moving down towards the bottom of this. And this is where it ties into the swimming analogy, which we'll talk about in the next video. But again, what does preparing a business plan mean? This is kind of where we're hinting at the quality activities. Is a business plan as successful if it's in your head and written on a cocktail napkin versus having it formally prepared? Well, we don't even know. And the PSED's a little bit problematic as well with regarding to success. So we're having a little trouble understanding what point A is, i.e. entrepreneurship and opportunity. We're having a little trouble figuring out what point B is, success, and we're also having a little trouble figuring out what's going on between points A and point B. So you see why we're having a lot of difficulty figuring out whether writing a business plan determines success or not. Great. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. That's a like. Hit that subscribe button. And the next video, we're going to give Bill Gardner and Bruce Teague's famous swimming analogy. How writing a business plan is just like swimming. And if you have trouble figuring out how writing a business plan is like swimming, you're in for a wild ride. I'll see you in the next video.